wishers and welcome to my channel Aspiring Minds. In today's video we are going to decode the line by line meaning of Act 2 Scene 3 of Macbeth by William Shakespeare. So what are you waiting for? Grab your virtual seats and let's begin. The scene begins at Macbeth's castle, and there's a porter who is talking, saying that if someone was employed for the job of a porter at the gate of hell, he would surely have a lot of work at his disposal. He would see a farmer who has just committed suicide because of financial failure coming in, and the porter would have to tell to come in with a lot of handkerchiefs because he would surely be feeling like he's getting burnt in hell because of the heat. Who is in there? Again there's a knock, and then he would see another one entering, who is a Jesuit and who could swear on both sides in case and commit enough treason in the name of religion, yet in spite of all his skill in equivocation, that is, the Jesuit would have the skill of telling lies, but he could neither enter heaven, and even when he would come in hell he would face a lot of turmoil. So all these are the things which are basically telling that the porter has come over here, and he's saying that death is something which has become a very frequent occurrence, and if someone is employed he will surely have to attend to a lot of people who are coming over here. The porter opens the door to Macduff and Lennox. I pray you remember the porter. That is what he says, that please remember the task that a porter has to do of constantly opening the door. So Macduff enters and says, "Were you so late in going to bed that you are still awake at this hour of the time?" So the porter says that, "Truly, sir, we were drinking till 3 o'clock in the morning, and drink, sir, encourages 3 things. That is the reason why he is awake." So then Macduff asks that what are these 3 things that encourages people to not sleep? The porter says that, "I swear by Goddess Mary, they are the reddening of the nose, sleep and urination. These are the 3 things that does not let a person sleep. Drinking, sir, encourages and discourages a person's sexual urge. It may encourage a person to become sexually active, but the capacity to perform a sexual act will get reduced by under the influence of alcohol." That's what he's saying. Therefore he says that heavy drinking helps a person to play tricks which are of a wrong nature. It arouses a person and then kills that person. It excites a person and then at the same time makes him lose his capacity to be able to perform accurately. Therefore we could say that the porter is somewhere hinting that even though the servants were drunk, they could not have had the capacity enough to be able to commit the murder of King Duncan. So the porter is kind of telling the truth. Perhaps he has observed the actions and the movement of Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, but he is not directly telling it to Macduff. So at this time Macduff says that, "I believe drinking has literally made you lose your senses." Porter says that yes, it did knock me down. It got stuck in my throat also, but very soon I was able to come back to my senses. So Macduff says, "Is thy master stirring?" That is, your master, has he woken up? At this time Macbeth enters, and then he says, "And knocking has awaked him. Here he comes." So he sees Macbeth entering, and the porter after this exits. Lennox wishes Macbeth good morning. Macbeth also wishes him good morning back. Macduff then asks, "Is the king stirring?" That is, has the king woken up? Macbeth says that no, he's not woken up yet. Macduff says that he did instruct me to wake him up early and not, let him keep sleeping because he's come over here and he needs to get back to his castle. So Macbeth says, "I'll bring you to him." Macduff says, "I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet it is one." So Macbeth is saying that, "I know it is not a very right thing to be doing of waking up the king, but still it is something joyful because when the king wakes up, he will have lots to talk to him." Macbeth says, "The labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door." So he then shows the door where the king had been sleeping. Macduff says, I'll make so bold to call, for it is thy limited service. He's saying, this is my limited service that I perform, and I have no problem in waking up the king. So Lennox says, goes the king hence today? That is the king going to leave the castle today? Macbeth says that yes, he has told he will be leaving the castle today. Lennox says that it has been a very stormy night. The chimneys of the house were as if it seemed blown away because of a storm that was raging outside, and it has also been reported by many people that they could hear strange cries and screaming of the people of dying men at night. Now people had also heard this as if there was some kind of prophecy happening, there was some kind of a disaster that is about to happen. And added to that, the owl was also heard shrieking. Now remember, in Act 2, Scene 2, we had seen Lady Macbeth also saying that when Macbeth had committed the murder, owl had actually screamed and shouted. So this is again a link to that. So Macbeth says it was indeed a rough night. Now he has two meanings over here, because the night has genuinely been rough for him because he had to kill King Duncan, and at the same time he is trying to add his point of view to whatever Lennox is saying. So Lennox says, my young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it. By this time, Macduff had gone to call King Duncan to wake him up, and then he comes back shouting because he's saying that I cannot describe with my own tongue and heart what I just saw. So Macbeth and Lennox together say, what happened? Why are you panicking so much? So Macduff says confusion now had made his masterpiece. He's saying there's some kind of confusion maybe in what I saw, because I have seen a very unholy murder of King Duncan. He is no more alive. Macbeth says, what is it that you say, the life? So Macbeth is trying to pretend to be shocked that what are you saying? He was the host of the house, and in his castle the king has died. Lennox says, mean you his majesty? He's saying, Lennox is saying that, are you saying that King Duncan has died? Because they can't believe it. Macduff says that go to the room where King Duncan is sleeping and you will be able to see how he is dead. Do not ask me to speak anymore. You yourself go and analyze what's happening. Now Macbeth and Lennox exit. At that time, Macduff still says, see and then find words to speak for yourselves. Awake, awake. And then he is going and spreading the news to everyone. He's saying to ring all the possible bells to tell people that a death has happened over here. And then he goes and he's shouting the name of Malcolm, Banquo, rise, everyone rise. At this time, Lady Macbeth enters and she says, what is the matter that has made you ring the alarm bells and wake everyone up who has been sleeping in this castle? Speak, speak. So Macduff says that, oh gentle lady, the news that I have is not for you, because if I tell you the truth, any woman like you it'll have a very deep impact on the mind of a woman. At this time, Banquo enters and Macduff tells him that, King Duncan has been murdered. So Lady Macbeth says, what? In our own very own house, the king has been murdered. Banquo says, this is the most cruel thing I have ever heard. Dear Duff, I prithee, I request you, take back your words, because I cannot believe what you just told me. At this time, Macbeth, Lennox and Ross enter, and Macbeth is being very dramatic over here. See how he is, holding on to that pretense. He's saying that if I wish I had died at least 1 hour before I could have heard or seen this terrible incident, I would have had a happier life, because from this moment onwards, life has become very meaningless. Everything in this world seems useless, and he does not feel safe anymore. He says that fame and grace do not exist anymore, because with the killing of King Duncan, grace and any kind of glory is gone. All those things that provide happiness to the life have been taken away, and nothing but misery is what Macbeth is feeling over here. See, on one hand it is true, because after this he is almost predicting his own future. After this, the time is going to turn towards the bad for Macbeth as well. It's not going to be good anymore. But he's just trying to say things like this to not have people doubt him about having killed King Duncan. At this time, Malcolm and Donalbain enter and they ask what has happened. So Macbeth says, you are and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. That is, he is trying to tell in a roundabout manner that King Duncan, who is the source of your blood, has died. So Macduff says, your royal father's murdered. Malcolm, oh, by whom? So he's asking, who has killed our father? Lennox says that it seems as if his chamberlains or the servants who were there with King Duncan at night have killed King Duncan, because when we found him, their hands were all covered with blood, and even the daggers that were there in their hands were all covered with blood, and they were staring blankly. They were seeming all disgusted and shocked at that time. So Macbeth says, oh, yet I do repent me of my fury. So Macbeth is saying that I'm very sorry that I killed them in a fit of rage. That is, Macbeth is saying that I killed the servants who were taking care of King Duncan at night. So Macduff says, why did you do that? Macbeth answers by saying that who can be wise, confused, angry, loyal and impartial at the same time? No man can. My love for King Duncan urged me to take revenge before anyone could interrupt. Here lay King Duncan dead. He was looking silver white. His skin was all covered up with blood. His wounds looked like the opening nature for death to enter and destroy, and therefore I took up the task of killing the servants. Could anyone who had so much love for King Duncan but not stop himself from taking the revenge? So Lady Macbeth says, come on, help me. So she's trying to cover up so that Macbeth does not give away any other details. She quickly jumps into the conversation, and Macduff says that please come and assist Lady Macbeth. By this time, Malcolm and Donalbain, the sons of King Duncan, are finding the situation very fishy, because if a person as important as King Duncan can be murdered, they are just the next. After that, they could be the easy target. So then Malcolm aside tells to Donalbain that what could be best if we talk, or should we leave from here? Donalbain says aside to Malcolm, what should be spoken here, where our fate hid in an auger hole may rush and seize us. He's saying that at any moment we too could be the next targets to be killed, so let us run away from here. Malcolm says that our sorrow is not even over. We have not even cried enough for our dead father, and you're telling us to go away from here. So Banquo also says at this time that please go and help Lady Macbeth, because she will have to make a lot of arrangements at this time. At this time says that we are all troubled, we are feeling so scared right now, so I place myself under the protection of God so that he will try to reveal the secret of who is the murderer of King Duncan. Macduff seconds whatever Banquo has said. He's saying even I will go and pray, and everyone together says that we are all going to go and pray right now. Macbeth says let us quickly put on the clothes of being a man and be ready to take on this emergency situation and help each other, because we have to go to the castle hall and see who is the murderer of King Duncan. Everyone says we all agree, all but Malcolm and Donalbain exit. Malcolm says, what will you do? Let's not consort with them, that is, let us not go with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. That is, they are being very cunning over here. Malcolm is saying that all these people, it seems, are just pretending in front of the public to show that they are genuinely feeling bad for the murder of King Duncan, but I think it will be better for us to run away to England. Donalbain here says, I will go to Ireland. If our lots are apart, we shall be both safer. He's saying that it's better if we both, stay in two different places, because if we both are staying together in one place, there are high chances that we both can get murdered together. So Malcolm says that the murderous arrow has not yet lighted on us. That is, we are still safe, and our safety lies in avoiding the aim. It is better that we, go away from here. Let us mount the horses and sneak out of this place without going and officially taking taking leave from these people, because there is no reason why we should be giving any kind of justification. Already there is reason enough for us to be running away from here, because our father is no more alive, because his protection was their responsibility. If they could not carry out their responsibility, we have no reason to report to them and formally take leave from there, and for their own safety, Malcolm and Donalbain exit from here. So that's it from this video. I hope you liked it. Do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more such future updates. Thank you for watching. Bye.